Hey, what up guys? JoJo Lean of Molly Media Group. Welcome to Molly's Media Corner, where we review movies, play video games, do physical media videos, and so on. Today I'm coming at you with our first physical media collection showcase on this channel. Now, on my old channel, I did do this video already, but I'm doing it again because I can. So, my collection may have updated since then, but it's not that much different. But anyway, let's go ahead and get right into this. If you hear a bell jingling, it's my cat, Anya, one of my cats, Anya. She's very energetic at the moment. Anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into this. Alright, first three I'm going to be showing you are classic Universal monster movies, or first two, I mean. So the first one I got for you here is Frankenstein. My pal from Cinefun gave me this. This is a classic through and through. And most Universal tapes don't have print dates. Yeah, Frankenstein, 1931. Absolutely recommend if you haven't seen it. Horror classic. Staple. Next one I got is 1954's Creature from the Black Lagoon, also from Gavin. I haven't actually seen this one yet, but I have heard really good things about it, and I know it is a definite classic nonetheless. No print date. Next one I got, this is not a Universal monster movie, but it is a classic monster movie. Beast from 20,000 Fathoms. This movie inspired a lot of Godzilla, and the 1998 Godzilla movie practically is a remake of this. This is a solid monster movie, in my opinion. I can't really read all this, so here, you look at it. But yeah, I definitely recommend checking Beast from 20,000 Fathoms out if you haven't already and you like classic monster movies. Okay, up next, another instant classic from 1975, Jaws, a widescreen edition from 1997. There's also a letterbox copy. No print date. Yeah, Jaws, definite childhood classic of mine. I mean, you may be wondering how I watched this as a child. Well, it's rated PG, so my mom can't say no to that. Actually, while I'm still on the subject of this first Jaws movie, I got a story for you. So I have a relative. He saw this movie 50 years ago. 51 years ago now. Because last year it was Jaws' 50th anniversary. But he went to the theaters to go see this movie, and there's a scene where Richard Dreyfuss, he dives underwater and he looks in that boat and the head flies out of it. Well, when that part happened, my relative, he screamed and he threw his popcorn and his drink into the back audience. It's definitely a pretty effective jump scare, for sure. Alright, moving on. Up next we have the original release of Jaws 2 on VHS. Or, I don't know that this is the original release, but definitely older than that 1997 widescreen copy that I got. MCA home video release. Uh, 1986. Now, Jaws 2, I personally enjoyed Jaws 2. I mean, it's at least better than Jaws 3D and Jaws Return and Cruel Jaws. Yeah, what's Cruel Jaws, you may be asking? Google it if you're really that curious. But Cruel Jaws was marketed as Jaws 5 in some territories. But yeah, Jaws 2, it's a good movie. It has Roy Scheider and has a shark that's not completely CG. Passable. Okay, anyway, got another monster movie. Moving on from killer sharks to killer crocodiles, we got Lake Placid from 1999. This is, once again, I think this is the original release of the movie. This is a solid movie. I definitely recommend watching if you haven't seen it already. However, I cannot say the same for the sequels. Avoid them at all costs. They're some of the 2 and 3 are some of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life. And 2 has John Schneider, and he's awesome. Oh, did I mention I have 3 copies of this movie? Well, different releases, but anyway, here's the premiere series release of Lake Placid. I got this for Christmas one year. Pretty much the same tape, just a little cleaner. And I also got the selections release of Lake Placid. I guess I was a pretty big fan of this movie back in the day. Yeah, I definitely love the practical effects done by Stan Winston in this movie, and Betty White is awesome as usual. Different tape. We got the 2000s 20th Century Fox ink label, and the print date, which is in invisible ink, and I can't read it. And good luck trying to figure that out. Yeah, definitely recommend Lake Placid, the original, but avoid all the sequels. They're horrible. Alright, up next, this came from a VHS haul I ordered off of eBay. Yeah, most of what I'm about to show you next all came from that order I got from this guy. So, Jeepers Creepers. I have never seen Jeepers Creepers, but I am going to say this much. Fuck Victor Salva and fuck what he did on the set of Clown House. But yeah, never seen this movie, but it was included with the collection. And it also came with Jeepers Creepers 2. Once again, haven't seen this movie, but it's included in the collection. There goes Anya. Included in the order. I'm sure I'll see them at some point, but I'm not really in any big hurry. This tape doesn't appear to be in the greatest shape. Alright, up next we have Friday the 13th, the original. This is a good movie. Anya really wants to be on camera today. I have all the Friday the 13th movies on DVD. I have to say my favorite one is Jason Lives. Jason Lives and Part 4 were my favorites in the series. Alright, next I got Part 5, A New Beginning. Clearly an older release than the last one. There was a while ago I marathoned them all with my wife, but I have to do it again because she watched more of it than I did because I was working the night shift at the time and I was falling asleep. Anyway, last in the Friday the 13th lineup is New Blood. And there's just so many Friday the 13ths that I don't even remember what all my opinions are on each one. But I will tell you that I really did enjoy Part 4 and I forget which part Jason Lives is. Hold on, let me Google it. My bad, folks. Part 6. Yeah, Part 4 and Part 6 were some of the ones that I really enjoyed. Alright. Alright, up next. My wife actually requested that I watch this one with her later. Hellraiser. It'll be my first time seeing this, because I haven't actually gotten around to watching this movie yet. I also have it on DVD. Alright, I got two more Hellraisers. I got Hellraiser Inferno. Haven't seen this one. I haven't gotten around to any of the Hellraisers yet. Hollywood Video. Won't be our only Hollywood Video release. And then next, Hellraiser Hellseeker. Man, this guy wrote his name on all of the cases. Almost. Alright, up next we got Army of Darkness. Absolutely awesome movie. Please rewind tape. No print tape. Trying to get around to getting all the Evil Deads on VHS. But this is a pretty good movie. Alright, next we got some Chuckies. Now, I am missing 2 and 3 from the collection. I don't have 2 and 3 on VHS, but I do have them on Blu-ray. So, first one I got, the Child's Play franchise is Child's Play 3. Now, I quite enjoyed Child's Play 3. No, it's not one of the most popular ones in the series. But if I had to rank the movies, I'd say the first one is the scariest. Second one is the best. And 3 is just good. And up next, we got Bride of Chucky. I actually have a Chucky doll, if you guys want to see that. I'll print it. Yeah, I'll go get Chucky real quick. Yeah, he's sitting in the corner of my room. He's not in the greatest shape, but here's my Mezco Chucky. I started putting him out in the window on Halloween. I used to be fucking scared of Chucky when I was little. I was terrified of him. Like, I was... Shit, this cover scared the hell out of me when I was little. Just his face. But it was more or less the scene in the first movie when Andy's mom realizes he doesn't have batteries in him, and he turns his head around. Hi, I'm Chucky. Want to play? Yeah. That came on an advert that on some channel my dad used to watch classics on this TV, because they used to watch like Me TV and all this old Western stuff, like all the channels that play stuff like Rifleman, Bonanza, etc. And then my dad would watch this TV, which a bunch of 80s and 90s classics would come on, sometimes older than that. But yeah, Chucky scared the hell out of me when I was a kid, but now I love him.